This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast, going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
And it is episode 181 of the Coin Show Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
Yeah, we finally did, through a couple of trials and tribulations. On episode 181 of the Coin Show Podcast, Matt and I will showcase our favorite segment, Your Coolest Things.
Yes.
And we'll talk about some of the things that are going on around our shops. We also have a couple of giveaways to take care of this week.
Good stuff. You guys are going to be happy.
First, as always, and probably best, the news.
Okay, this is my favorite part of every show we do, Mike. So who is the news brought to us by?
The news is sponsored by Shades. When the light is too bright, we can help save your sight. We're Shades.
Ooh, I like that art. Now, do they make like the sunshades or like the window shades? Or both?
Dude, it's Shades.
Shades, just in general.
I mean, even when you throw shade, it's...
I love it. Oh, I love it. Let's look at the news.
So, man, in a move that surprises almost nobody,
right,
the Central States Numismatics Society has announced the cancellation of the 2021 convention scheduled for April 21st through 24th in Schaumburg, Illinois. Oh, yeah.
I feel like I play that every episode now, actually.
Well, it seems like it is. But, look, this is just another in a series of dominoes to fall due to the pandemic.
Yep.
This is by no means the last.
Yep, I agree. Unfortunately, it's true.
Yeah. So, speaking from somebody who's a resident, the current restriction in the state of Illinois on gatherings is 50 people indoors, regardless of the size of the space.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
It is likely, however, that this will change between now and this fall, but by what magnitude?
Yeah. And
right.
That doesn't change anything between now and April, so.
Right. Epidemiologists predict that by this fall, the majority of Americans who want to be vaccinated will be by then. But the truly big shows command a worldwide audience, and I have no idea what the availability of vaccine is or will be worldwide by fall.
Yeah. Yep.
So that said, I have absolutely no expectation of the World's Fair of Money happening this August.
It might be fun 2021 or 2022 before we have a next large show.
Yeah, it might be. That's just, and look, we're getting to the very tail end of this pandemic, right? We see the finish line.
Maybe.
And it's like, let's not, let this go. It's like we've been really disciplined for a long time. Let's stick with it.
I would love to go to a coin show, but I would love to go to a coin show and not have to worry about getting sick or getting other people sick.
Right.
I can't be greedy. It's not about me.
So, with no expectation of the World's Fair of Money happening, it has not officially been canceled, but at what scale does the show become viable? Now, think about this. There are a large number of people who want to not only attend shows, but there are a lot of dealers who would love to have a table at a high demand event when the world first opens back up.
Oh, it's going to be gangbusters. The first few shows are going to be huge once everything gets back, because everybody's going to have missed going to coin shows and they want to go. So
I see a huge supply and demand thing coming where the shows that start are going to be small, but the people that do them are going to clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Now, the pandemic has not slowed U.S. mint production.
No, I was reading about this.
United States Mint struck 919.52 million coins in the month of January 2021.
So much for that coin shortage.
Well, by no means a record of any kind. It is an indication that the demand for coin by the public has largely been satisfied and the coin shortages are over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
It's inspiring to think that as the world shut down last year, the Mint figured out a way to not only continue production of much needed coins, but to ramp up production beyond pre-pandemic levels while maintaining a safe workplace for their employees.
Yeah, that actually is really really that really boggles the mind when you think about it. They're making that
For
many
as much
coins.
as we bash on the United States Mint, I owe big kudos on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, now we get to play one of my wife's favorite games, the good news, bad news game, brought to you by the United States Mint.
Okay.
We start with the bad news.
Bad news is?
The cost of goods sold for 2020 has been posted with cents costing 1.76 cents per.
Uh-oh.
And nickels clocking in at 7.4.
Oh, I played it too early. I'm sorry. Prematurely.
And nickels clocking in at 7.42 cents per. So that's all the bad news, right?
Yeah. So what's the good news?
Well, the good news is that the Mint made a profit of $549.9 million in seniorage.
There you go.
But balance that with the fact that it could have been $650 million if the cent and nickel weren't made at a loss. But, you know, what's $100 million between friends, right?
That's right. Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at this, I mean, the numbers are just mind-boggling.
Yeah. It
you know,
is insane.
Yeah.
So let's see what the cost to make a dime is. Here we go. I'm scrolling down here in the story. So a dime cost 3.26 cents to make. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 3.73 cents to make total.
Right.
And a quarter costs
8.62 cents. That's correct.
Huh.
And the year before that, you know, it was 3.73. The cost of the dime has stayed the same. The quarter actually cost went down a little bit. Why, I don't know.
So actually, the nickel and the cent.
actual cost of a cent went down this last year. So, you know, cent and nickel both went down.
Huh. Well, there you go. Interesting.
Don't know what explains that.
I'm sure it could be just attributed to the cost of goods sold. If you look at the chart they have, yeah,
it's a really good article, and down at the bottom they show unit costs and seniorage for cent and nickel from 2005 to 2020. So in 2005 there actually still was a seniorage of $4.4 million from cents and nickels,
right?
But last year we flushed $101 million.
Yeah, well, what do you do?
The 2021 Tuskegee Airmen National Park America the Beautiful quarters are now available from the Mint website.
All right.
I actually have a set of these.
Do you?
Because I like having the S-Mint stuff. So while I was gobbling up an S-Mint, somebody included a P and a D. So rolls of P, D, and S quarters will be the entirety of this year's production. In other words, no W Mint quarters this year.
I'm sure I've got a sound for that, but I bet you guys are getting tired of hearing that one.
Well, look, they're probably getting tired of hearing me because I'm going to beat this dead horse until my arm falls off.
I'm going to say you're nothing but bad news so far. Where's the good news, buddy?
Look, I just report the news. Don't blame the messenger. But, you know, I don't think it really takes that much to mint an extra 4 million quarters at West Point. You know, but clearly they're strapped for time there.
I think that's exactly the case. I think they're just strapped
More
for
to come
time.
later in the newscast.
Yeah.
They're getting the Angry Mike newscast this week. Clearly.
You know, I was just thinking that. I don't want to make you mad tonight.
There's more to come.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. In an I just can't quit you moment in numismatics, Bruce Morellon and Legend Numismatics has reacquired one of the rarest coins in U.S. history.
Okay, wait a second. Reacquired? So they've owned it.
Yes,
This was the third time?
reacquired. So Morellon and Legend bought an entire collection of Liberty Head nickels, including the finest known specimen of the 1913 Liberty Head that has been graded Proof 66 by PCGS.
Awesome.
And pedigreed to the Eliasberg collection.
Okay.
This set was purchased for registry points and marks the third time Morellon has owned the Eliasberg specimen of the 1913 nickel.
How strange. I'm not even going to consider digging into why.
Well, perhaps we should start referring to it as the Morel and Eliasberg specimen. You know,
The Morel and Eliasberg specimen.
well, yeah, maybe he should hyphenate his name, Morel and Eliasberg. You know,
Oh, that's smart.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
I have an absolutely wonderful resource for you, and it comes courtesy of our friends at the American Numismatic Association.
Ooh.
This may be my favorite new website.
Ooh.
So this guide gives you a synopsis of each classic commemorative coin, including max mintages, original price, the coin's purpose, some trivia about each issue, and last but maybe the best feature in my opinion is the images.
Ooh.
Really well detailed images that you can blow up and really look at. Now, I wrote this before I even realized who did the camera work.
Who did the camera work, Mike?
That is my coworker and also Harlan J. Burke employee, Mike Prince.
Nice.
He did some really, really nice work on this. So I love this because you can look at virtually any commem. And, you know, the thing I find not only fascinating, but also frustrating about the classic commems is that they all seem to have a different surface.
Yeah, yes, very much so. Different surface, different strike characteristics between the different commemoratives. It's really, if you want to learn about surfaces and strike characteristics, just start looking at commems and you'll see about 8 different types.
And therein lies the problem for, you know, somebody like me who gets presented with a set of commems and said, here, grade these.
Oh boy.
Well, that's the problem. If you don't know what the original surfaces look like, you can't tell the difference between something that's really been messed with and something that's, you know, original.
I'm going to have to play with this website. Maybe I'll make some content about this website for our...
this website is just phenomenal.
Yeah, this looks like something that'll be fun to play with.
Yeah, so, I mean, really, kudos to the ANA on this site because they're really, really giving just an absolutely beautiful resource to everybody. This is, you know, available to the general public.
Ooh. Well, there you go. I can see everybody right now that's watching this live is just navigating over.
They just clicked off YouTube and went straight to this website.
Yep, our viewers just went to 0.
Yeah. Speaking of commemorations.
Yes.
This year, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II will celebrate, as always, 2 birthdays.
Two birthdays.
Yes, we will celebrate 2 birthdays every year.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. So what's the first birthday?
Her actual birthday, April 21st, and her official birthday on June 10th. Okay. You know, because who doesn't want a June birthday?
Right.
This year marks the Queen's 95th birthday. And the Pobjoy Mint, of course, has marked the occasion with a new 50 pence coin on behalf of the British Indian Ocean Territory. Now, forgive me. How many people live in the British Indian Ocean Territory? I mean, is it actual ocean?
I have no idea.
Or is it islands in the ocean? Is this actual money or another token bearing the likeness of the world's hot babe, QE2?
I'm guessing the latter would be my guess, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with that part of the world.
Well, regardless, when Queen Elizabeth II turns 95 in April, she will become the oldest reigning British monarch, surpassing her great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, who died at age 94.
Wow.
So the Queen's official birthday is usually celebrated with the Trooping of the Colors ceremony. This year's festivities are expected to be held at Windsor Castle, where the Queen and Prince Philip have been isolating.
With 87 corgis.
Of course. Well, life is better with 15 or 20 corgis.
My mom had a corgi, and it was like a walking Twinkie. It was the best.
That's funny. We had a corgi mix when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And yes, they're just like they don't have long enough legs.
No, they sure don't.
They just don't. In actual British coin news, the Royal Mint will auction a Henry VII Sovereign this year. Now, this coin was hand struck, so it was hammered over 500 years ago in gold.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
It weighs 15.23 grams, so it is a sizable coin.
Junky.
NGC has certified it as AU50. Not bad for a 500-year-old coin. The bidding will open up at 950,000 pounds sterling. It's roughly 1.3 million. Now,
and it's being sold by the Royal Mint. It's like coming out of
this is being sold by the Royal Mint.
The holdings of the Royal Mint?
It seems that they have been auctioning off a lot of old gold. So apparently they do have some maybe museum pieces that they just decided are better off, in the hands of a private collector.
Huh. Interesting. I've never really delved into that. That's just
now that would be an actual news person's job, is to figure that one out.
Yeah, right.
But you got me. Henry Tudor defeated Richard III in the War of the Roses, which was fought over the rights to the British throne, and when he did, became Henry VII. So he commissioned this coin to be struck to assert that he was now king, right? And its size and weight were meant to be his way of dropping the microphone when he did it.
Gotcha.
So this coin,
I can see that in the picture of him on the website. It kind of has that smirk on his face, like he just dropped the mic.
This was there are many ways to put it, but I think dropping the mic is probably the most politically correct way to do it.
I have made a very large gold coin.
Yes, and this very large gold coin measures 40 millimeters.
That's huge.
That's an inch and a half.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
It is the largest gold coin of the entire Tudor period.
Cool.
So this was I'm the king. Here you go.
Cool.
Now what? Yeah.
We don't get any of that stuff on this side of the pond. Our mint keeps everything, and our coins only have a little bit of history, the early stuff.
Now, I want to preface this story by saying that this, look, I don't have an axe to grind in this.
Oh boy.
I'm assuming no ill at all.
Here it comes, people.
Well, no, I'm just saying. So PCGS will offer special labels on the Christa McAuliffe dollars.
Okay.
And this label features the logo of the Astronaut Memorial Foundation, which is organized. It's an organization partnered with NASA and founded shortly after the Challenger explosion. Their mission is to honor the lives of astronauts who died in the course of their missions while educating and inspiring others through the Center for Space. Now, approximately 50% of the fees for this special label will be donated to AMF. My only question is why not 100%?
Well, because I think it costs something to put the coins in the
Well,
water.
and that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's the way it's calculated. The number sounds less. I don't know. But I would hope that they're donating the entire thing. But in the story, it says approximately 50%.
Yeah.
So I would hope that would be all.
Maybe it's all the profits. Who knows? Maybe they're just doing it at a break even. And
that's why I said it's like I mean no ill at all. I'm not casting aspersions at all.
Gotcha.
Just pointing it out so that we can keep an eye, right?
Right.
March will give collectors an opportunity to own a truly rare coin. So the 1870 proof $2.50 had a total mintage of 35 pieces.
It's a rare coin, my friend. Rare coin.
Yeah, that's a rare coin. Stax Bowers will auction a proof 66 deep cam from PCGS in their Las Vegas auction. Now, the story in Coin Week goes on to say that the obverse die was used to strike the 35 proofs and all 4,520 of the circulation strikes as well.
Cool. So just one die.
One die. So most proofs are in the grades of proof 65 and below, and cameo contrast is the exception.
Oh, 35 coins.
Yeah. So as it's no surprise that a coin like that will bring huge money. Recently, a common PCGS proof 65 Franklin half sold at a great collections auction for $3,612.38 in spirited bidding.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you understand it. The bidders weren't as interested in the coin as much as the plastic holder.
Yeah, because the coin itself is kind of ugly, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, there is absolutely no upgrade potential in this coin whatsoever.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it has active PVC around his head. So, I mean,
Well, the value lies
In the plastic?
in the first generation white label
Oh.
Rattler slab. The Coin Week story reports that this coin's cert number is 1080333. Now, the first coin done by PCGS received cert number 1080001. So logically, this was the 333rd coin ever certified at PCGS.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
I mean, at least there's something there that's collectible, because the coin itself is kind of atrocious.
Oh, the coin is atrocious. And, definitely, that's why I said there's no upgrade potential in this coin whatsoever, because the value is in the slab.
I saw the story and I just shook my head and kept going. I didn't even read it. So I'm glad.
That's why I had to come back and shine a light on it for you.
Thank you. I was another
example.
I was going to say, I was just slightly angry, but now I'm not so angry.
Okay, good. Sure. Why are you angry? This is just another example of old PCGS holders that have come to command premiums on their own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting up there in years. It's been, I mean, when was the first, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the mid 80s is when these came out. So, you have to think about how long it's been.
We've now lived with 35 years of, grading services.
Yeah. That in itself is,
and actually Annex was around before that, but it wasn't, the way we think about it now.
Right. But, the fact that still exists in itself and it is a white label, which again, to the label guys and to the slab guys, that is actually really scarce. So interesting to see.
Well, yeah, it's a white label Rattler.
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on a second. I got to bring in the heavy equipment because I got to put up my soapbox again.
Oh boy.
Okay, so here's where I said, but more to come later. Finally, in the news, the last Mercanti Reverse 2021 Proof Eagles went on sale. Kind of. On February 11th at noon, the W Mint Proof Silver American Eagles went on sale on the US Mint website for an entirety of 2 minutes.
That is insane.
Look, there's a lot to unpack with this, right? One, the Mint made this a limited product. And my question is, why?
Again.
Why do you limit one of your most popular annual products at the very beginning of the year? You have the entire year to produce these things.
Hey, Mike, I have actually an idea why they do that.
Why?
So that they get people like you and me talking about it.
Yeah, maybe so. And then, why would you produce exactly 327,440? I mean, it seems like an odd number to me. Does it reflect anything significant?
I doubt it. No.
Is it just an arbitrary number that exists for no other reason than that's what we made?
It sure looks like it, doesn't it?
If you're going to limit the mintage, then you should try to create an environment where people have a fair opportunity to buy one. So recently, household limits have been placed on products with high anticipated demand, right? Yeah. With a varied amount of success. But the household limit on this coin was 99 per household.
Wait. They had a limit of 99 coins per household, so you could order 99 at a time?
99 coins per household.
That was dumb.
And it sold out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, of course it did.
The Congratulations set, which also contains a Proof 2021 W Eagle, that sold out because there were no ordering limits.
Well, yeah, of course it did. I mean, and that was probably the only way you could get one at that particular point.
So all I got on this is a giant, come on, man. I mean, seriously, this is just ridiculous. They have all year to make these coins.
Yeah.
So you can make them at any time that's convenient. You could have waited to release them. You could release them now and release them later. You can make them. You can mint them to demand. You could do all kinds of different things. But, I understand them wanting to close the door on it and move on.
Well, they sure did that.
How hard would it be to create one more die if you really needed it?
Yeah, I just think that household limit was stupid. That was the dumbest thing they could have done.
Seriously. So now they're saying that that's it for the W Mint Proof Eagles, and first off, if that isn't it for the Bruce W. Silver American Eagles, then a lot of people are going to be mad about that one.
Have you seen what they're selling for? They're like around $200 a pop now because nobody can
insane.
get them.
It almost seems like the Mint is not just catering to flippers, but at this point, like they're antagonizing people with them.
That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that you say that, but it's true.
That's what it feels like to me. It's one of those things where it just, it feels yucky, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And this is the Mint. This is a place that couldn't sell what they were making a couple of years ago.
Yeah, right.
So now they're looking at you going, well, we're selling now.
Yeah, how do you like me now?
Yeah. Well, wait until all this stuff crashes.
Yeah, no joke.
The value of all of it crashes. When people realize that 2021 W isn't worth it. It's like I'm starting to see the V75 Eagles starting to come out now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're starting to see them come, and it's like, okay, well, let's wait for the price to drop a little.
Oh, jeez.
And that was the news. And the news today was brought to us by Shades. Because they got to get it right. When the light is too bright, we can help save your sight. We're Shades.
I like that one.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So in some, in some Coin Show news.
Yeah.
Because we missed last week, we had to kind of scramble to get some things together, and then that. So tonight we're going to start with giving away our Silver Eagle from February.
Yeah, it's time. It's February. Meant to be last week, but we drew right
it's
before
February
the show.
29th somewhere.
No, I don't think it is. I think we're towards the end. Okay, well, I will go ahead and do that. And I have a second giveaway just because I felt like giving something else away. So I picked two names.
Besides your sanity?
It was being tested this week for sure. So our winner this week of this 2021 Silver Eagle was Jeff Martin. And Jeff is a member of Friends of the Coin Show Podcast Facebook group. That's all you guys have to do to be entered into our giveaway every second show of the month. So congratulations, Jeff Martin. You have won yourself a 2021 Silver Eagle. Now, because we had to postpone the show because my internet exploded the other night, I have another giveaway.
It threw the whole feng shui off.
Man, it sure did. I was mad. I was on the phone for 3 hours.
You were about as aggravated as I think I've ever seen you.
I was on the show.
That wasn't the only problem. It's like you had a load.
I got wrecked into by an Amazon driver in my neighborhood, 200 feet from my house. Okay? It's been that kind of week. So I decided, you know what? I've got to get karma back on my side. So we're going to give away something else. I have a beautiful, brilliant, uncirculated 1921 Morgan silver dollar. We're going for the 100-year theme here, friend. We gave away a 2021. Now I have a 1921. And the winner for that was a John Barras, Barras. Also, Friends of the Coin Show on Facebook. He is a member. That's how all you guys have to do to be entered. So if you're not there,
that's it.
Join up. And
that's all it takes.
We got
Friends of the Coin Show Podcast. Only real people allowed.
Yep. All you robots can go back to Robotlandia where you came from.
Yeah, you can stay there. But look, it is a really great resource. I love Friends of the Coin Show Podcast because it's kind of like our own personal chat domain. It's not like the rest of Facebook, and everything that you post, everybody sees.
That's right.
That's kind of cool.
That's right. There's been all sorts of people asking questions. There have been great people answering questions about coins. It's been really fun. I've been enjoying, watching the discussions and having a good time participating as well. So I'm really having fun. Plus, we get to give stuff to people. It's great. I love it. So join up now, guys.
Yes, absolutely. So let's see.
I love that. Whenever Mike moves on to something else, I've noticed this working with him for 10 years. He always says, All right, let's see. That's what he says every time.
Well, it's like, let's see.
Let's
Well,
see.
it's like, where do we want to go with this? Where do we want to drive this car next?
Well, we usually have a pretty set out format. So where are we going? Do you want to switch gears and change it up a little on everybody, or?
Well, I mean, we only have, look, we have our favorite segment, and I want to save the best for last. I want to save that for last. So we could talk about things around the shop.
Okay.
We could, I don't know. I really don't have.
You want to
anything
talk
else
about
to
things
say.
around the shop? Let's talk about things around the shop, friend. I am all.
Well, what has been selling?
ear.
What has been selling in your shop?
We're still riding the bullion wave. The physical bullion wave has been still rolling. It's still hard to get. People are scrambling. The big bullion guys are still having trouble keeping it in stock. So, we've been trying
Premiums
to
have gone absolutely out of reality.
Yep, we've been trying to stock it. We've been trying to sell it, and been doing a marginally okay job of it. So that's where it's been lately. And then
I saw people on Facebook groups, on dealer groups, and they were asking me, well, what's your average sell price for a silver American Eagle? And people are like $45. It's like, what?
Yeah, silver's $20, $26, $27, and
It's $27, and they're charging like an $18 premium
but
on
they're
silver
getting the
Eagles.
thing is they're getting it. That's the crazy
That's
part.
silly.
I don't
Look.
You're preaching to the
I'm not
choir,
immune to
friend.
that. We sold gold eagles and buffaloes the other day for $200 over.
You know? And it's just because the physical is dried up and there's a big run on it and everybody's looking for it. And you probably cannot replace them at a marginally less number than that and make a profit. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And
Yeah, there is no shortage of demand. I mean, people really do want product right now,
Yes.
and it is a matter of whether or not you can get it. And I think that there's a certain amount of management by smart dealers as to how they protect the amount of product that they have, because the worst thing that they could do is run themselves completely out of product, because now you don't have a reason for people to come in.
Well, and then exactly, and to replace the product, we're having to pay gigantic premiums for stuff.
Gigantic premiums,
like even
unless
on a
you just
wholesale
get
level.
incredibly lucky and monster boxes walk in off the street,
Right?
Which may happen to every once in a while, but that's not the norm.
So to kind of fill everybody in on how it normally works, normally you're able to buy, like, in large quantities, hundreds and hundreds or thousands of ounces, generic silver rounds for $1 over spot, 75 cents if they really want to sell them over spot. And right now they're $5 over spot. And they're not out there.
And that's wholesale.
That's wholesale. And then the Eagles are usually about $2.85, $2.95 over, depending on who has them again. And right now, nobody's selling them. They're just not available. So
I remember a point where you could get 100-ounce bar at under spot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 1,000-ounce bars were $1 under spot.
Under spot.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000-ounce bar was
$4 over.
Was $1 under spot at one point, I remember. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, it's just really weird right now. So we've been kind of riding that wave for a little bit, and then collector coins are kind of been the coming in second there as far as the fun stuff to sell and stuff we've been selling a bunch of. We've actually, because of COVID, and I know I've talked about this before on the show, but we have switched up our hours a little bit to where we're really only open to the public Friday and Saturday, and it's much more fun. I actually find it a lot more fun that way, because I get to see all my customers in one day. We have our own little coin show where we're just super, super busy all day, and
that makes the day go by fast.
It makes the day go by faster, and we sell more stuff. I mean, in general, we tend, our retail numbers are actually looking better being open 2 days a week, because we still have the website all the time, and we still have eBay all the time. So, those things don't stop.
And you have all of your inventory on your website.
Yeah, darn near anything worth more than about $20 is on our website. So
yeah, so
it's a little bit different, and because of COVID is why it happened, and we would have never probably done that if it hadn't. So, sure. I mean, at least something good's coming out of all this.
We have been doing, a brisk bullion business, but I mean, we always do.
Right.
We're in the financial district of Chicago, so I mean, that you kind of expect. But I'll tell you what, we've done some really nice business in collector coins lately. and we've been selling some stuff. And we saw a set of full band Mercury dimes from lock to lock, one end to the other. They were all full bands, and most of them CAC'd. We had a set of proof half cents and a set of proof cents.
I know you showed me some pictures. I was jealous. I have customers for some of that stuff.
Some of the stuff that just kind of traipses through this place is really amazing, and that's not even counting the ancients and stuff upstairs with Harlan and Aaron.
Right.
So I mean, it's kind of mind numbing at times. But so this week I got to play with an entire set of raw commems, and it was like, okay, Mike, here you go. We took in a set of raw commems, grade them. Grade them and price them, and so look.
Any of those for sale yet?
Yes, they are. So, I mean, my thing is that I'm still learning. I have so much to learn, and it comes from repetition. Now, look, my first year in the coin business has been clamored by COVID. So I haven't seen the volume of stuff that I should normally see. I've seen quite a bit, and I am learning really well. And, I got new glasses this last week because I broke my other ones. And my prescription, actually, I needed to have a new pair anyway. My prescription had changed. And it's funny because Bob says, oh, okay, well, hopefully the grading will get better around here. So he was just busting my chops about that. But overall, it's like I took these commems, and in a day I graded them and I handed them to him, and there was, like 24 or 5 of them. And he looked at them and he's like, he agreed with like 80% of my grades. And the ones he disagreed with me on, I called it MS63 and he called it AU58. Or I called it AU58 and he called it MS63. Or I called it 65 and he called it 64, stuff like that. It's little stuff. And so at that point with commems, I was very happy with myself.
Commems are like coins 102. Like they're not the easy 101 stuff like Morgans or peace dollars. They're a little more difficult.
He destroyed me on my pricing. Pricing, he was all over the board. He's like, okay, this is how you do this. This is how you do this.
Yeah. Especially right now, it's getting harder to price coins lately. Have you noticed? I don't know how much pricing you do, but it's.
I do all the pricing for the modern U.S. stuff.
Okay,
at HJB. So I mean, it's like unless it's in a slab, generally I'm pricing it. And what's funny is it's like Bob says, I don't want to step on your. I'm like, dude, you're the CFO. Are you kidding me?
Please, sir, step on my toes.
He's like, no, I don't want to step on you. But that's his way of just pushing all the proof sets and mid sets to me.
Well, what do you do?
I make a lot of money on them.
Well, there we go. Let's. I'm gonna check in with the chat. I've rearranged some monitors here in the office. So let's pop over to chat and see what everybody's doing tonight.
Fancy stuff going on.
It's the same stuff I was using before. I just rearranged it to make it more functional.
Now, I also, we were given, bit my tongue. We were giving stuff away this week, and
it was moving too fast. It got in the way, right?
I was moving too fast. It got in I can't see what I was saying, my eye teeth. Anyway, so we have this contest to give away an autographed copy of the 4th edition of Cash in Your Coins by our former co-host Beth Deischer, and we're going to give you until next week.
Okay.
Next week we will announce our winner.
We're going back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, all you have to do is you have to email me, Mike@coinshowradio.com, and you have to tell me what was your favorite part of the interview. What was your favorite part of our well, it doesn't even have to be the interview, our show with Beth Deischer.
Okay.
She was around for more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Perfect. So go back, listen to the last episode. Beth was awesome. I tremendously enjoyed having her on the show. And, listen to it. Tell us what your favorite part was, and you can win an autographed copy of her book. I love it. Let me poke my head over here to chat. Let's see. I see quite a few familiar names in here. I see some new names, too. Dave Nelson, I see you. Arthur's here. Dave's here. Taffy Coins. I see you checking in there, buddy.
There you go.
Stevie Schubert. Hey, what's happening? Brian Mead. John Barkley. Michael Bird. Hi, everybody. Good to have you guys with us tonight.
That's being represented right now.
Yeah, I'm glad to see people are here with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're chanting Matt and Mike. Matt and Mike. I love it.
I see that.
I love it. Well,
Matt, tell the story of the Morgan grading contest.
The story of the Morgan grading contest. Okay. Oh, Aaron Burke's here. Hey, Aaron. The story of the grading contest. So, we bought an interesting group of dollars one time that we kind of all thought were really, really nice coins. There are three of us in the office. Myself, who has been in the shop for coming on 20 years now. Evan, my young Padawan, who has since become the Jedi Master himself. He's been doing this about 12 or 13 years. And then another guy that works for us named Bruce, who was on the show circuit back in the 70s. So he's been doing this a long time. And we all decided we were going to have ourselves a little grading contest. I think there was around 38 to 40 coins that we were sending to PCGS. And basically, all three of us had our own sheets. We wrote down what grade we thought it was going to come back. And then we graded ourselves on our grading when they came back. And I didn't win. I did not win.
Let me guess. Evan won.
Evan won.
He is Indianapolis's Beard of Knowledge.
By half a point. On 40 coins. So basically, you lost a point for every point in grade that you were off. So if you said it was a 63 and it was a 64, you lost 1 point. If you said it was a 65 and it came back 65, you didn't lose any points. So...
But if you said it was 65 and it was a 64,
right,
you lost a point.
Right. So, and then there were half points for pluses and stars. So,
we now have a third continent. We've got Brisbane, Australia.
Australia, nice. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, and then the other guy was behind 5 points. So it was interesting to see how Evan, because I pretty much, in the beginning, the first 2 years, I taught him everything he knew, and then from there he kind of just turned into a little butterfly and flew off, and he's gotten to be.
He is amazing.
He's better than me on a lot of stuff, which is amazing.
He's amazing at it.
So
I mean, I've seen a lot of people that are really good at it. Yeah. Evan just kind of looks at it, and that's it.
Yep. I still kind of get happy when about 3 or 4 times a week he says, "Hey Matt, look at this." So I'm still like, all right, okay, I still got it, So that's the Morgan grading story. It's nothing crazy, but that's it. So,
yeah.
I see all sorts of people.
Aaron says Mike would lose that battle.
Aww.
You know what? Don't beat up on Mike. Mike is pretty good for somebody who hasn't been doing it long.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Hey. You're farther along than I was after my first year. So.
Well, you want to know what's funny is today after grading those the commems, I said to Bob, I said, "Yeah, not bad for an amateur." And he stops dead in his tracks. He just kind of looks at it. He goes, "Well, at some point, Mike, you got to start doing this for a living."
Oh, man. You guys are rough.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like pound. So it was fun.
You guys are rough.
Look, you better have asbestos underwear in our shop. I mean, we are brutal.
Oh,
but it is truly a sign of love. It really, really is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I tell. You know what? I know we've talked about this too. We nickname our customers, but we also make fun of our customers to their face, the ones that we really like. And I always tell them, I say, if we're not picking on you, we don't like you.
Well, and the point is that I've really come to learn that people pick on you when they like you.
Right.
That's
it's
an
endearment thing.
You enough to know that you're going to be.
We're
okay
an office
with
of 8 guys, 2 of which were master sergeants in the military. I mean, it can get pretty intense in our office if you do something dumb or don't do something. It can get pretty intense, and it's fun. We all seem to enjoy it. At the end of the day, we're all friends, so. That's what really matters.
No, absolutely. It's almost like a family in the standpoint of I may beat you up really hard, but it's like nobody else better beat on you.
That's right.
That's my brother.
That's exactly right. My punching bag.
Yeah.
That's right, Steve. I do really like you. Well, we've only got that one segment left. Mike, you want to jump to it?
But this is by far our favorite segment of the show.
Oh, yeah. As far as segments go, this is my favorite. This is my favorite segment
Hands
that we
down, this is it.
Yep.
And this is when we talk about your
coins. So let's jump over here. Let me make sure I have everything set correctly.
Let's take a look. Let's see what we got.
I think I just have to hit this button. Let me check. Oh, I do. See, I got it. I got it figured out. All right, guys.
Way too fancy.
I know. All right. Well, so for all of you that are in Friends of the Coin Show group, I posted this for the last episode when I thought we were going to be doing it. And this morning I got on to, get ready, take a peek, see what we were looking at, and it was gone. I don't know what happened, but our post disappeared. So I had to make a new one this afternoon. So if you posted on the first one, you don't see your stuff, I am so terribly sorry. I have no idea what happened. I asked all the other guys. We went back and looked at the moderator logs. There's nothing there. So it literally just disappeared. I don't know if Facebook saw something in there they didn't like. I have no idea. So
yeah, there is really no explanation for what happened.
It's just that's why I'm trying to change my karma, because it's me, I think. I don't know what it is. I must have done something to make somebody angry, or rearranging my monitor, screwed up the feng shui in my office. I don't know, but
you did something.
Something's going wrong. So let's take a look at your coolest things. Kyle posts. What are these? Oh, they're from the Royal Mint. They are the 3 Graces silver coins, it looks like. Silver proof coins. Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, Kyle has been on the cutting edge of the British stuff lately, and these 3 Graces has been like a huge release in the UK.
Let me do something here real quick so we don't get any dingleberries. I'll just turn off the comments. There we go. Okay. There we go. He says 3 Graces coins from the Royal Mint. It's the second coin with the Great Engravers. It's the second coin in the Great Engraver series. This one was designed by William Wyon. J.R. Preston, good to see you. He says, not really the collecting thing, but the coolest pull. Ended up buying a junk silver collection off a coworker for a good deal. He didn't want it. It was handed down to him. I gave him a fair price we both agreed on. It was over 125 to 150 ounces, but he pulled out 2 key dates from the Peace Dollar series, a 28p and a 21. Cool.
Yeah, I'd say he probably did well.
I'd say you did all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if you want Peace Dollars, those are the 2 to have.
Right.
Zachariah Dormandy shows us. I think I like the where he found it better than anything else.
Right.
So both items were found the same day in a wall and under a floor. The Buffalo nickel is a 25D, one of 2 he found, the other one being a 21S that he no longer owns due to COVID, working in an old hotel that was built in 1914.
That's cool.
And the nickel is what got him collecting.
That's pretty cool.
Buffalo nickels have pulled a lot of people into this hobby, and I think it's,
Yeah, that's a super cool story. That's kind of the same, I've told my story before, but that's very, very similar. Warren Kennedy, although not my first coin, Oregon here is my latest. Oregon Trail half, Mike. How many of those you grade today?
A couple of them, actually. There were 3 of them in the lot.
Yeah.
And I had a variance. There was an AU coin. There was a 63 coin and a 65 coin.
So you got the whole gamut.
I did. And to be honest with you, I really have not seen more than 2 or 3 of them in my life.
Well, because that's pretty much all the grades that all those coins come in. They're either AU, 63, or 65. I mean, that's kind of like probably 85% of those coins you see are those 3 grades. So, let's see here. Mark, my 1970, 88% copper, 12% zinc South Korean 10 won coin. Halfway through the 1970 production year, the Korean Mint switched over to an alloy of lowered copper, 65% copper, 35% zinc, to save money. Prices for copper were spiking in the late 60s due to demand from the Vietnam War and copper miners strikes in the U.S. This coin is a condition rarity in the South Korean numismatic market. It's an $800 coin in MS-63. Wow. Had it graded at NGC, and guess what? It came back. Should we watch the video to find out? Let's see if it shows up. Let's do it.
Why not?
Maybe not. Oh, hey.
How'd that work?
It's going. It's playing.
Okay. I can't see it.
It's playing. We're looking at the beautiful coin. Very cool. I'm guessing, since he said it...
65.
I'm guessing it came back at 63. So, cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Benjamin Marler.
Kyle Dugan showed his 3 graces.
We're down a little bit, Mike. Benjamin Marler, PCGS MS-64 Brown, 1941 cent. Now, on the surface, that sounds kind of boring, but if you look at this coin, it's absolutely beautiful. It's got purples and greens and blues and magentas. Very, very pretty coin.
Yeah.
Wow. That coin's got a lot of color. I love that color. You actually see that color on some wheat pennies. I don't quite know why. I think, obviously, it's just from storage, but I'm not quite sure what they store them in to give them that color, especially that green. I really like that green on Lincolnson.
Coin care.
Yeah, they just set them in a jar of coin care for a month.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know. I seem to identify that color a lot with coin care.
Yeah,
the
that's
blues.
more of the blue, like the kind of the royal blue. I always associate with
it's a
coin care.
beautiful coin. The purple on it is just beautiful.
Yep. Susan,
Jerry Goshen, 1813 $half.
Where the heck are you? You scrolled too far down, friend.
You know what? Yours and mine are in different order, apparently.
Oh boy. Well, we'll go with mine then, since I'm the one doing the handling the pictures.
You drive. I'll sit back and watch.
I'll drive this ship.
Okay.
Susan Stoll says, "I like the Oregon Trail Commemorative. Looks like she's got herself a nice one too. Looks like Oregon trails are strongly represented. Oh, here's a picture of the reverse we didn't have from the other one. Super
Look,
cool
that
coin.
is a beautiful coin.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that people want to show theirs off.
Joe Bohannon, good to see you. Joe said good because I've got a new one. 1796 large cent S81. Really hard year to find. Period. Especially without any major damage. And you know what? He's exactly right, guys. That's a tough coin to find without problems. And this one looks like...
Well, here's the thing about that 1796 is that it looks so good that it almost looks fake.
Yeah. The only thing with that coin is it has just a tidbit of corrosion, which is nothing to sneer at on this particular coin because they are just so hard to find without major digs, major damage. So a little bit of corrosion, I can live with that, no problem.
Yeah, and with this little wear, I mean, that is just... Now, again, cool. Every time I see a coin like this, I have to remind people, it's like this was made on a screw press.
Yeah.
So the center of the coin may never have been struck completely on either side.
That's right.
And so, you have really, really strong, the Americana is really strong. The depth of Liberty's head, the cap and the pole, they're really nice. And then you see really cool detail in the date where, they kind of left the hub as a template with 17, and then they just added the last 2 letters or last 2 numbers.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. All done by hand. All the Liberty, the 1796, and all the lettering was done by hand on each particular die. So you can actually identify the die pairs that way on large cents. Okay, here we go. Now I'm to Jerry Goshen's $half. 1813 cat bus half. Now I want you guys to look at this coin. This is what a problem-free cat bus half is supposed to look like. They really have nice kind of battleship gray surfaces with the higher points having a little bit lighter color due to the wear. When I look for cat bus halves, which I actually do tend to look for a lot, that is one of the looks that I just absolutely love because the coin's never been messed with. It's never been cleaned. It's never been monkeyed with, just simply because it has the right look to it. And I know a lot of dealers say, well, the coin just has a look. Well, in this case, this is the look. So learn that. I love that. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, this is a lettered edge coin and just a beautiful example.
Let's see here. Next up, Kyle Teselle, Vampire Cud. I found roll hunting. Sold it quick, so I don't technically own it anymore. So if you guys don't know what a cud is where a part of the die actually breaks off and allows the metal to fill a void in the die, leaving this weird little mark that you see at the top of this coin. It happens, dies break, and this is the result of a broken die. So the more you know. Let's see. Joseph Horseman, purchased from a local coin dealer, had been sitting in an old album for a long time. That looks like an 1875 20-cent piece.
It's an 1875 CC.
Oh, I didn't get to the back yet. Let's take a look at the back. It most certainly is an 1875 CC 20-cent piece. So that's a really cool coin. I've always been fond of CC 20-cent pieces just because they have that kind of mystique to them. They're just a quick denomination that we didn't have for very long, and it's also made at the CC Mint, so it's kind of got two things going for it. Super cool. Mark Schur. No one remembers where we got this ashtray. Made from 1960s Mexican 5 centavos. Wow, that's cool.
It's a good use for Mexican copper coin.
Well, it's funny. I don't know if you guys see a lot of this stuff in your office, but we see a lot of weird things made out of coins. We see spoons and watches and ashtrays, bowls, cups. I've seen cups made out of coins. I've seen coins attached to trophies. Just all sorts of weird stuff. Spencer's up next. What does Spencer have?
Our friend in now he's in Costa Rica.
Yeah, he's showing us some of the circulating banknotes from Costa Rica. It looks like 1,000 colones and a 5,000 colones. 5,000 colones has a monkey and a crab on the back. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he posted.
And he told us to rest easy that he landed in the surf town.
Oh, good. And it looks like he actually threw up another item. He says, "Thanks to Mike and Matt for helping me fill this typeset. Maybe I should crack out my nice piece and upgrade." And filled but never finished. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's finally filled it, so he has really, really nice coins in that.
I was going to say, I recognize a couple of those coins.
Yeah. Well, you sold him some, and I sold him the rest.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah. Don Osler, 1892, 1 rupee from India. Cool.
And this kind of goes back to
there's Victoria.
We were talking about last episode.
Which was what? Go ahead.
Well, we were talking about the 1919 1 rupee.
Yep. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier in our episode with Queen Victoria. Mm-hmm. Here she is in all of her splendor.
Yes. Hotter babe than QE too.
This is
hard to imagine, but true.
Looks like this is a half rupee from India in 1892. Cool. Yes. Greg Gordon. Hey, Greg. I know Greg. This is a piece from my Vietnam collection. This is a 1953 South Vietnam Democratic State 50. How do you pronounce that? Zoo? XU?
I think it's pronounced shoe.
Shoe. XU. Shoe coin. It has 2 dragons flanking the denomination, and it's graded mint state 66.
66. That's a pretty coin,
especially for aluminum. Is it aluminum? I think these are aluminum, if I remember right.
It looks like it.
Aluminum coins, believe it or not, tend to get have some pretty hefty corrosion issues. So
yeah, they get this weird, almost like shipwreck type corrosion.
It's like dust. Yeah, it's weird. It's like they have a dusty film on them. I don't know how else to explain it, but just what it is. So to actually not have any of that on a coin, 60 years old, 70 years old now, right? 50.
Really unusual.
Yeah. So cool. Very cool. Adam Sutton, 1922 Peace Tower grading set. Oh. Do you want to dive down this rabbit hole, Mike?
You know what? I love grading sets.
Let's do it.
I love them.
Hopefully there's lots of pictures. Oh, there are. There's lots of pictures. So this is a grading set, guys.
Yes. This is something that we've talked about a couple of times on this show.
So what he is doing is assembling the same coin, so a 1922 Peace Tower, in every grade from Pour 1 up to MS66 Plus, which he has, looks like darn near everything except a VF20 maybe? Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have a VF20.
He's still scrapping for a PCGS VF20.
But that's a hard coin to find. You have to actually grade that coin yourself just simply because nobody else is going to grade it.
Yes.
It's not low enough to be a low ball, and it's not worth grading for grades. So that's a coin you have to find and grade yourself.
I think the 22 Peace Dollar is the absolute ideal coin to do something like this with, because you will find them in virtually every condition, and it won't cost you a fortune for the high-end ones.
Now, I know everybody, there's still some other stuff we're going to get to, but I want to run through all these pictures real quick. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to do it.
No, we got time.
So here's a poor 1. Here's a fair 2. Here's an AG3. Here's a good 4. Wow.
You just watch the progression.
Good 6. VG8. VG10. Fine 12.
And I love that they're using the True Views.
Yeah, that's really cool. He's, he's doing, like I said, he's doing all this himself. I got to assume, getting these graded himself and having them True Viewed. Now we skip VF20 to 25 here. VF30. So again, these are just coins that nobody's going to grade. No dealer. It doesn't pay to send these in. This is strictly collecting right here. This is collecting at its best, actually. So now we're at 35. Jump to 40. 45. Now we're starting to get the luster. If you go between the 45 and the 50, you'll see very, very little luster out in the mottos around the back and down kind of towards the rim. And then on a 50, you start to see the real luster coming through. 53. 55, you get even more luster to it.
That's amazing.
AU58, the luster really starts to show with just a little bit of wear on the high points of the hair and the eagle's shoulder there. And then you get another AU58 here, must be a different variety. And then you get to 60, where you have that really silky luster all the way across the coin. It doesn't break. That's a typical mint state 60. You move into 61, you start to see more ticks and stuff, but the luster's still there. 62, that can be a coin that, again, has some hits and marks here and there, maybe a few spots on a piece dollar, but, again, the luster's there. 63, you kind of want to see, even luster and less hits. 64, again, the luster really starts to come through with even more, more clean cheek and the less hits and marks. 65, you want just a few sporadic ticks and hits here and there, again, with really satiny luster. 66, really, they start becoming luster bombs in 66. It just kind of blows you away. And then a 66 plus, which is his highest graded coin.
That's what it takes to get a 66, is you have to have a luster bomb that's absolutely going to just knock your socks off.
Well, especially on a coin with that high of a mintage. They're just going to have, huge mintages. Right. And there's going to be lots and lots of nice examples out there. So, all right. I'm glad we got to do that. That's fun. I really do enjoy grading.
Thank you for sharing that, Adam. That might have been one of my favorite, coolest things that somebody else has shared.
There we go. Corey shares up with Erie and Kalamazoo Railroad, $100 with blue signatures. This was a railroad set up to run between Toledo and Kalamazoo, but the railroad never expanded past Adrian, Michigan. I've added a small picture with a caption below. Shout out to PCGS Banknote for the awesome looking slab. They really do have nice looking slabs. I know they're new to the party, but man, I like those slabs.
Well, they're trying to up the game in the currency slab business.
And I actually like their grading better than the other guys, but don't tell anybody. And see, here's really cool. This is a picture probably out of an old book or something, but it shows the actual railroad and the cars and wow, cool. Super cool. 1836.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I love this stuff. Chris Hawthorne, 2004D, Wisconsin Quarter, multi-coin slab, regular, extra leaf low, extra leaf high. He says, love these multi-coin slabs. I wish NGC would allow non-bulk multi-coin slabs again in the future. I do too. I really actually did enjoy those.
Yeah.
They're hard to transport, but they're fun to have.
The thing about this one is that all the 3 coins are matching grade.
Yeah, that's hard to do too. So here's the,
Right.
let's see, he's got each individual coin photographed. So we'll start with the regular. Now you see right above the cheese, there's just kind of that one droopy leaf, and that's it. And then next is the low leaf. There was just kind of a random extra low leaf there. And then the high leaf would be the top coin here, and it's up kind of higher into the leaf. So really, really neat. Never quite ever did they ever figure out what happened there, but somebody was having some fun at the mint, I think.
Yeah.
I
think it's most likely a die gouge.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a convenient looking die gouge.
Yes, very convenient. Well, now,
and probably done on purpose. I mean, and when I say probably,
Wow.
I mean definitely. So
you can't say for sure, but
see,
if I were a
Michael,
betting man,
the lettered edge 17.95 cent in good without damage was top of my wish list for a while. Finally found one I like, and here she is. There you go. We're just having everybody represented tonight. We've had coins from India. We've had early American copper. I haven't seen any ancients yet, Aaron Burke. What's going on? I know you posted.
well, he showed us his tongue earlier.
Yeah, he
but
showed
that
his big head in the first one, but
yeah,
love early American copper. One
and
of my
I love
favorite
the
things.
fact that this has a lettered edge.
Yes,
You just don't see too many cents.
there are several different varieties of edges on the 95 cents. They had
Vining bars.
Yep, they also had a reeded edge coin that there's not very many of out there. So Isaiah Hageman, the Slab Man. Here's my
The
coolest
Slab
item.
King.
So we looked at the NGC multi-coin holder a minute ago, and now here we have a PCGS multi-coin holder with a 42/1 dime in XF40 and a 42/1 D dime in Fine 15. They're kind of like the Siamese twin 42/1 dimes. Super cool.
I like that holder.
I do too. It's just interesting. It's just, something different.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaiah going for another one here. Let's see.
This one is actually really, really cool. And this one is why Isaiah is the Slab King. So this one is one of 3 or 4 known.
There you go.
It was given to the PCGS managers.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool. It looks like it has a PCGS 30th anniversary medal in it. And then it's in one of the throwback green label holders, PCGS Commemorative Silver Medal. Cool. That's pretty cool. And last but not least, John Olson, pride of my collection.
And why shouldn't it be?
Yep. 1783 Nova Constellatio VF details. I love those coins. I love colonials. I love coins, guys. I just do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, if you really want to get Matt's attention, Novas will generate.
Novas, early American copper, neat, unusual. That's me.
Yeah,
that's in my
pretty much
wheelhouse.
Matt's joy spot.
That's right. That's what makes me kick my leg when you scratch. All right,
dude,
guys. Did
We have banged out another one and gone well beyond an hour.
Good. I love it. I love it.
I love it. It's just, think about the poor people listening.
No, I love it. We get to hang out with everybody watching us.
We do.
I love it. I love all you guys. You guys make it so much fun to do this show. We love to see your stuff. You guys rock.
Now, you want to hear something really cool?
I always want to hear something cool, Mike. What do you got?
Let's do this again.
You want to do it again next week?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do another one after that?
Maybe 2 weeks after that.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys rock. We're out of here. You guys have a wonderful evening. Mike, you got anything else you want to say?
Thanks to Barry. Thanks to Justin. Thanks to everybody who shared their coolest things. And thank you for listening. God, we really appreciate everything you guys do.
Come hang out with us, Friends of the Coin Show on Facebook. Just search it. Ask to join. We'll let you in. You could win some great coins like a couple of the guys did tonight. I'm going to get with those guys right now, so we'll get their stuff out in the mail. You guys are great. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The Boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show, on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.